Do kids need recess? Recess, it is one of the staple things of schools. Almost every school has recess in their time schedule. Some of them only have one per day. Some of them only have two. Others have as much as three. And some of them have recess in between classes. Also, we don't call that recess. We call that transitioning time. But then again, transitioning time it only takes us 2 minutes, and we get 10 minutes. Regardless, though, here's how it works. Recess goes ahead, and some people say it helps kids to get healthier. Others say that it's just a waste of time. But as I just mentioned these points, we should go ahead and take this debate a little bit not too seriously. Let's get this started with. Now, as always, we're starting with the pros team, and unfortunately, we have blue on the cover today, so I am definitely going to have to be careful with using blue. Alright, so the pros go ahead and say that recess helps all these kids to get better grades. Would you rather have the A plus or would you rather have the A minus? Obviously, you'd rather have the A plus. But then again, any A translates to a 5.0 GPA. Or if you're using the 4.0 GPA, a 4.0 GPA. This includes giving them better, healthier lifestyles, better grades, and having better classroom behavior, which is always a good thing. Unless you give them a little too much recess, then they'll start monkeying around. Alright, the first point from the cons team is that recess wastes time and should be used to prepare for all those standardized tests. And would you rather be studying for your test, your midterm exams, or would you rather be going ahead and monkeying around? Lots of kids will say monkeying around, whatever that means, but lots of teachers and adults will be like, studying for standardized tests, but I think that's only when standardized tests are nearby, which is the same for me. Boo. Now, the second point of the pros team is that kids need to be active every day to stay healthy, and of course, since they're trying to be active for every day, and this recess goes ahead and gives them all that active time that they need to set time each day to be active. Now, the second point of the cons team is that, well, they go ahead and say that recess is not the only time during the school day when kids can be active. They can always be active after school. They can always be monkeying around after school. What do you think they have? Where is all that time that they can use? Here's the thing. Kids have lots of energy, not so much money, and lots of time. Adults have quite a lot of energy, quite a lot of money, but little time. And when you're old and wrinkly in your retirement home, you have little energy, lots of money, and lots of time. Well, spare time, at least. There's not much more after that, so the kids need recess. Let's get back to that. Well, yes, now, as I mentioned earlier, now it's time for the third point of the pros team. Now, these guys go ahead and mean business. They go ahead and say that recess will give the kids free time to play, which helps them in many ways. As mentioned above, they can be physically active and going ahead and becoming monkeying around, which I have no idea why I'm saying that constantly again. It seems to be a part of me right now. And others say, and you can go ahead and socialize with other people too. We human beings are social animals. And then the cons team's third point is that time at school should be spent learning because kids can play outside of these schools. Huh? What is the point of a school? Learning? Monkeying around? According to my teacher, no. It is not a place to smile. And after school, you should go ahead and have a smile. Because, well, at school, you should go ahead and not do this. After school, you should go ahead and do this. And now the fourth and final point is that recess helps kids make friends. Tra-la-la! And if recess goes ahead and helps all these kids go ahead and make friends, well then they are set for life. Because if there's one thing that you'll always need in your life, it's your friends and family. Now the fourth and final point of this video, and the final point of the cons team, is that recess can be a time when kids bully each other. And once they go ahead and bully each other, they will constantly do it. And recess is the perfect opportunity to do it because less teacher monitoring, no crowded space, everyone is screaming. So even if you say a little bit something low, almost no one except the person you're bullying will hear it. Now, does that still convince you that kids need recess, or does that convince you that kids do not need recess? In certain cases, there should be a limited amount of recess. There should be a set amount of recess and reprimandation. However, doctors do say that recess should not be taken away for any other reason, even bad classroom behavior, because that is the time when kids are active and they can go ahead and do things well. Detention should not be a thing during recess. And that's about all I need. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys will enjoy the future episodes I'll make. Start monkeying around with your kid. And until then, Shohan out, peace. Bye-bye.